thank my honourable friend. My own parents were migrants to this country in the late 60s and 70s. Migration is woven into the story of my own family and that of thousands of people that I represent in my constituency of Birmingham, Ladywood. And let me say to him, I agree, ethnic minority Brits are just like every other kind of Brit. We value fairness and contribution as well. That is why those principles sit underneath all of the policy announcements that I've made today.
Carla Denyer.
This exchange takes place in the UK Parliament during a debate on immigration and the asylum system. The discussion begins with criticism of the current system, which is described as being exploited by those who can afford people smugglers, while failing to provide fair and safe legal routes for people who genuinely need protection. The Home Secretary responds by grounding her argument in her personal background. She explains that her own parents migrated to Britain in the late 1960s and 1970s, making migration a central part of her family's story and the story of many people in her Birmingham Ladywood constituency. By doing this, she is establishing that she is not hostile to migrants or immigration itself. She goes on to stress that ethnic minority British citizens value fairness and contribution, just like any other British citizen. According to her, these principles form the foundation of the immigration policies she is announcing. A Green Party MP then challenges her sharply. The MP argues that people seeking asylum are not responsible for the country's problems. Instead, she claims that racist and toxic narratives, which blame migrants for housing shortages and failing public services, are the real issue. She states that these problems stem from political choices and deep economic inequality, not from migration. She accuses the Home Secretary of trying to outflank right-wing parties by adopting tougher rhetoric, which she believes reinforces far-right narratives and deepens social division. In her reply,
Deputy Speaker, it isn't people seeking sanctuary that are tearing our country apart. It's toxic, racist narratives and the scapegoating of migrants and asylum seekers for what is nothing to do with them. The chronic housing crisis, the running down of public services are not caused by migrants. They are caused by political decisions and by the grotesque inequality in this country. Does the Secretary of State understand that attempting to out-reform reform is actually just boosting this baseless far-right narrative and will only deepen divisions when we urgently need leadership and hope instead?
Let me tell her, I couldn't...
Adopts a firm and confrontational tone. She dismisses concerns about what other political parties, commentators, or activists are saying. She insists that her priority is doing her job in addressing a genuine problem within the asylum system. She argues that pretending the problem does not exist only fuels division, rather than reducing it. She further claims that her own constituents have raised concerns directly with her about abuses in the visa system, long before officials formally identified them. From her perspective, recognizing and fixing a broken system is a moral responsibility, and failing to do so allows public frustration and division to grow. She concludes by accusing Green Party politicians of hypocrisy, arguing that while they use strong pro-asylum rhetoric in Parliament, they often oppose asylum accommodation in their own constituencies.
Let me tell her, I couldn't care less what any other political party has to say about these matters. I don't care what other politicians are saying on the television. I don't care what other activists are saying either. I care about the fact that I have an important job to do and I can see that there is a problem here that needs to be fixed. If it was possible to pretend there wasn't a problem because there wasn't one, I wouldn't be saying there is one. There is a genuine problem in this asylum system and we need someone to sort it out, not to pretend it doesn't exist, which I'm afraid is one of the things that fuels the division in the first place. My own constituents, since I have been Home Secretary, have been telling me directly of abuses in the visa system that they can see with the evidence of their own eyes long before any officials in Whitehall have ever clocked onto those things. It is a moral responsibility when you see something broken to fix it and to make sure that the fact that it's broken is not fueling division in our country. And let me also say to her, it is Green Party politicians who are absolute hypocrites because they talk great language in here and then oppose asylum accommodation in their own constituencies.